What's going on, everyone? So the biggest elephant in the room is obviously the center position. The Lakers desperately need to get a center. That should be priority number one this offseason. In my opinion, they really need two centers, right? One will probably be via trade. Another one I can imagine via signing. Maybe you can get both via signing if it's like a Miles Turner or something like that. And then a vet minimum center or something. But nonetheless, whatever the Lakers do, they have to get a center. Beyond the center position, though, they need better quality of role and rotation guys. Right? They really need to upgrade their 3 through 8 guy or 4 through 8 guy, if they still want to keep Austin Reeves, which I think, I don't think you trade Austin Reeves just to trade him, but I definitely think it's something that you consider. I definitely think it's something that you have conversations about and you explore. You don't trade Austin Reeves or anybody just to trade them, right? Like, you don't just trade guys just to trade them, just to go like, oh, hey, we made a trade. No, it has to make sense. It has to be a clear upgrade, whether it's via talent or, just better fit and role and whatnot. But this Minnesota series outside of the center position really boiled down to role guys and the quality of role guys, right? Minnesota's role guys showed up. That simple. Lakers role guys didn't show up, right? And yes, obviously the center position was a big issue and was a glaring hole and was something that just was very fun. I mean, Rudy Gobert had a prime Shaq game and looked like a super duper. He looked like the best center in the NBA because the Lakers lacked a center. And even then, the Lakers still should have won that game. Lakers had 3 straight games that were at their grasp that they should have won. But they didn't because, again, they lacked the consistency from their role guys. Luka and Lebron were absolutely gassed. I mean, done, cooked, done, dada, put a fork in them, they're done. On several of those games. Why? Because they had to do everything for 40 minutes. And then you get into the final minutes and you're done. You're cooked. You're like, dude, I can't even see straight at this point. Right? I can't even fathom this. Because the role guys didn't do what they were supposed to do over the course of a game, over the course of the series, that now LeBron and Luka are just getting more and more and more tired. And you saw that impact and that toll that had. Right? Well, if you look at the other side of things, Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle were not gassed. We're not tired. And hit shots down the stretch and won the game for Minnesota and were the closers. Lakers were awful in the fourth quarter and could not close to save their lives. And you have LeBron, Luka, and Austin Reeves on your team? How does that happen? Because LeBron and Reeves had to do everything for 3 quarters a night. And then by the time they were done in the fourth, they were cooked. They were done. But Minnesota's role guys all stepped up. Naz Reid, Nikhil Alexander-Walker, Dante DiVincenzo, Mike Conley even. All these guys showed up. Jaden McDaniels was arguably the 3rd best player in the playoffs, right? Like as far as third guys go, right? Austin Reeves, we heard for months, literal months, that is he the best, third option in the entire NBA? Is Austin Reeves, him, this guy, that guy, and the other? And push came to shove, and he was a no-show. I mean, unplayably bad. Like, god-awful, please take this guy off the court bad. Right? For a guy that was supposed to be the 3rd option. Why am I so critical on Austin Reeves? Because he was supposed to be the 3rd guy. If he was our 7th, 8th guy, I'd probably talk about him the way I talk about Gabe Vincent and some of these other guys. Why am I so critical of Austin Reeves? Because he's supposed to be our 3rd guy. He's a role player. I get it. Role players can be inconsistent. But can you at least show up for a couple of the games? Jaden McDaniels had a 30-point game, a 25-point game, was averaging 17 a game on efficiency. The guy was torching us, playing top defense, defending our best players nightly basis. Same thing with Anthony, all these guys. They were all playing both sides of the basketball. They were all hitting shots. One of the big things that I talked about going into the series. The only way the Lakers win this series is by hitting shots, scoring the basketball, right? Playing Rudy Gobert off the basketball court, right? Putting the Minnesota Timberwolves in an uncomfortable situation to where they have to figure stuff out and adjust, and you're constantly keeping them on their toes. And the Lakers did none of that. The Lakers failed to do that every step of the way. Their role guys did. Their players did. Their guys showed up. Their guys made sure that our guys struggled. And they outworked us. I worried about the Minnesota matchup. Talked about this very heavily. But I thought the Lakers could overcome the Minnesota matchup because I thought that the Lakers' advantages were harder for Minnesota to overcome than the Lakers. And that was clearly wrong. And it actually wasn't even really an issue for Minnesota. And a lot of that was just guys' failure to show up, step up, and play the right way. You can't have all these holes, all these flaws, lack of center, or this, that, and the other, and then get outworked, out-hustled, outplayed in every facet of the game. Just can't. It doesn't work that way. Right? And that's what happened. Lakers absolutely need to address the depth, role, player, and rotation this offseason. That is the number 2 priority, in my opinion, behind the center position. Lakers absolutely need to address the center position. Really get 2 centers. But as soon as you have your centers locked up, you really need to upgrade the tier of role and rotation player. You need better guys that you can rely on that are going to show up, that aren't afraid of the moment, that aren't going to shrink in the moment, that can play on a nightly basis. You didn't get that. Right? You didn't get that from guys. Again, JJ Redick lost so much faith in his bench. He just stopped playing his bench. For the first time in NBA history, a team didn't have a single substitution in the second half. Why? Because what other choices did he have? No one else showed up. No one else was there. Dalton Connect isn't saving the day. Bronny James isn't saving the day. Alex Lynn isn't saving the day. Right? Ultimately, in the end, you're still losing because the guys that matter, the guys that are supposed to be your front-end players, all failed to show up. Your third best player failed to show up. Your fourth best player was inconsistent. Your fifth best player failed to show up. 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th guy failed to show up. Minnesota's did it. Lakers desperately need to, via signings and via trades, make sure that they are adding and securing the higher end quality of role player. Better depth. I mean, look, regardless, whether the Lakers won the championship or not, I thought this team looks very different. I thought that there would be a pretty big rehaul. Now, I think if they won the championship, it would have been not as drastic as it probably is going to be now. But I thought regardless, even if you won the championship, you had to make some significant changes because you're not winning back-to-back otherwise. Right? Like you can't not have a center and legit two-way guys and this, that, and the other and expect to win multiple championships. Maybe you pull a rabbit out of your hat. Luka and Lebron are transcending. Austin Reeves is great. And you hoist the Larry O'Brien one time. But regardless, you're going to have to do that. Now, I wouldn't be shocked if there's only like 3 guys, maybe 4 guys on this roster that are on the roster next year. And that's probably Luka, LeBron, Bronny James, and then maybe 1 or 2 random guys. I don't think anybody is off the table if you're the Lakers. I think you are looking to upgrade in every key area. I think, again, you're trying to get the center position, but you really desperately need key, just better blue chip rotation players, better high-end rotation guys. That should be priority number 2, right? I think center position is definitely 1A. I think, quality of depth and rotation is plan B, or is 1B, right? Those things are so valuable and important. And part of getting a center or two kind of plays in, like they're kind of one in the same, right? One is just the overall, the other is kind of just a piece of that. But I think regardless, Lakers have to do whatever they can to go get, 4 or 5 new guys. 4 or 5 guys that without a doubt you can trust come playoff time. That night after night are going to show up and deliver and are going to impact the game in multiple ways and multiple facets of the game. And you're going to be able to rely on enough to hopefully win a championship next year. Because otherwise, we're going to be in the same boat. We're going to be having a lot of these same conversations next year. And I don't want to do that. Obviously, every year you're going to make little minor tweaks and stuff. That's fine. But it's not the same thing as like having to essentially revamp your roster like they do this year. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel with your thoughts? Agree with me? Disagree with me? Kind of mix in the middle? How do you feel with your thoughts are? Either way, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.